loathing has Twisting's heel! I have been away for a long time. This is a new series. RPG.
Dick and Dots.
I'm joined
Hi, my name is
by
Ryan.
and Dragoon.
Bonjour.
I also go by the name of Faggot and Fox.
Yes.
I've also been called Mommy, why is that man's face so weird?
I know what you're trying to go for there.
Yes, of course you do. You and I have seen that millions of times right now. I'm guessing at least 60% of this will be empty, just space that you're gonna have to cut out. In terms of audio. Because we are still waiting for another member to get here.
Fucking asshole.
We're
Where
waiting
is he?
for a few, actually, if I believe.
Only one. In the meanwhile, I can recount poetry from the First World
In the
War for your
meanwhile.
viewers.
So what are we doing today?
West of Loathing.
Ah.
That is to say a custom West of Loathing RPG that was... All credit goes to my friend Gray, who created these rules on his own, homebrew, in a fashion kind of similar to the Rogue Trader rules of Warhammer 40,000.
I was gonna say,
Although
what system do you use?
The best way to describe this is bullshit.
Huh.
That's literally what this is.
There's
This is
actually
just
a
bullshit.
thing called the Hero
Every
system.
RPG we do is
that-
a shitpost, so
There's
the
a
difference?
great system called the Hero system that you can use to custom invent adventures. My game club instructor at my high school made a metahumans type Heroes RPG using the Hero system. I loved it. I played as a speedster. My favorite ability was my Mach Punch. I'd get up really fucking fast and punch somebody in the fucking. I blew it, and I blew a robot's leg off by using Mach Punch at one point. It was great.
This thing I ever did in RPG Star Wars. I went up to a bunch of stormtroopers and just told them I was the Emperor, and they believed me.
My favorite thing I did was walk into a room full of orcs. And,
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
No, please do. The audience would love to hear about it.
We were doing a Rogue Trader thing, and I walked it, and after defeating a demon and getting a big bonus to my charisma stuff, I walked into a room full of 50 plus orcs, and I talked them into being my friend for a minute.
That had nothing to do with you defeating like this minor demon of Zinch, you space marine motherfucker. It had to do with the fact that the orcs were so fucking dumb, and you rolled a 20.
But I got a decent bonus because I defeated that Zinch bastard.
By the Emperor, enough of this heresy.
I think my favorite character I've ever made was Louis Darrow, actually. The man who would randomly shout, Silkan!
My brain just reverts to World War I poetry whenever I have to listen to you guys talk. That's the way I say sane. In the midst of all this chaos, I turn to like help men sane in the trenches of we're done in Passchendaele.
Would you guys like a salmon berry?
Would you like a mentat?
I got 2 silver-starred ones.
You actually listen to the musical score of Flanders Fields? It's a really sad poem.
Hamilton's a great musical.
Hamilton's about a guy who went around as a treasurer of the United States and proved that he wasn't embezzling funds by showing that he spent his money on prostitutes and black slaves
It's also about
that he was
this
having
dude.
sex with.
It's amazing, but I mean, it's about Hamilton, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, that's
Hamilton
real
was
shit
a
he
player.
Did. It was straight up real shit that he did. He was a suave asshole.
He was.
But he was so good at what he did that it got him everywhere he got. It's awesome.
So we say they're sucking all the cum out of the world?
The color. I'm doing the cursed snow globe thing from Murgo.
I do not know what that is.
It's one of the DLC for
Oh,
Fable
you're stuck
2.
with Fable 2.
Yes.
Like I said, I killed everyone. If there's a side quest available, I ruined it by killing everyone there.
Oh, hi Fabio. How you doing? I shit you not, this guy is literally Fabio. His name is Elliot, but he fucking
That
Fabio.
caught me off guard. It really,
Wait,
really
Flavio
caught me
from
off
Mario?
guard.
No, Fabio.
Because
you know,
I
like
heard
the world's
Fabio and I was being like, "Nani?"
sexiest man or whatever.
Never heard of him.
Of course you haven't. I'm gonna rename Sen to Teriyaki. How the hell do you spell teriyaki? On
The
that
book.
series. Teriyaki.
That,
Okay, there we go. No, I don't want directions to a teriyaki restaurant. I just wanted to just know how to spell teriyaki. Because I don't know.
I want some fucking teriyaki, dude.
That was the first thing I ever cooked was teriyaki chicken.
I want some teriyaki beef noodles, like
And for
so
you,
bad
Ryan,
right
I'm gonna
now.
rename Teeny into Nugget.
McNugget.
Good. The Yakuza references flow. Not the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me though.
My
I've been
character's
time
name
TV
is
on
Delclan Dodongo.
Dodongo? Like from Legend of Zelda?
Delclan Dodongo.
Warbler
Hey, Jeff,
Flangendorf.
Andrew, you have to cut this next bit out. Can you spell your names?
Why do I have to cut this bit out?
Because who the
'Cause it
fuck
makes
wants
it seem
to
like
sit
that
here
word.
and listen to just like stupid ass spelling?
Yeah, no one's gonna wanna listen.
DLCAN.
DLCAN.
Get it?
The fact that we're doing this now makes it seem like we are very unprofessional, and no one's gonna want to watch that.
Who the is gonna want to watch a professional one? I sure as shit wouldn't.
About 20 million people would disagree with you.
About 20 million people could suck my ass.
My name is Delclan Dodongo.
You're missing an L if it's Delclin. Like, is it Delkin or Delclin?
Delclan
and,
Dodongo.
Boy, is that your name?
Warbler Flangendorf.
Alright.
Lead Adventures. Delclan Dodongo. Warbler.
Coming from deep down
Flangendorf.
south, and I don't mean California, because that place is gay, I mean hell. Introducing Warbler Flangendorf, the bean-powered robot for your home.
Get yours today.
Order yours today, and it'll tell you to fuck off, and we'll steal your money. This is a cash grab. Be prepared.
Very, very fine, sir. I will order mine today. Get your one from these satisfied customers. Here's a quote from one of our recent customers. Oh god, my legs. It stole my legs. Wow, that must be one very satisfied customer.
Oh god.
Here is another quote. My kidney. It pulled out my kidney. It is now selling it on the black market. Has anyone seen my kid? Oh, there goes my second one.
Steal your. For some reason, I can really imagine Floyd just saying, "Do it, steal your f***ing kidneys."
Well, that's because he probably will. I'm gonna throw a different blade on my head because this one smells like dick. Not the kind I want.
Stop fapping with it then.
Maybe Louis needs to stop. stop existing then.
Imagine
as long
if somebody
as Dear
fucking...
Daddy is around and Beastar
Imagine if
exists.
somebody hid all of Beastar stuff off the internet for one whole day.
I would cry.
Like, all of it just vanished and everyone would be thinking, what the f***? Wait, there's no more record of this.
Like, I would actually cry if I couldn't to look at pictures of Dear Daddy. We're getting quite sidetracked.
Yes.
So,
yes,
AJ, my friend, what is your character's name?
Johann
Sword
Gewehr
Sword?
de bitch.
Excuse me?
Hold on a sec.
Johann Vlander Schmutlen.
What the actual shit did you just say? Excuse me? What did you just say?
Did you get it?
Johann Vander Schmutlen.
I'm tired of you.
Can I go into the sewer yet? I can!
Wait, is your
Holy
last name
shit.
gave her a bitch?
Oh.
What?
Gave her to bitch.
Gavetovic.
Gewehr de
You-
bitch.
Give. Oh, like rifle bitch?
Sure.
In which case you have to change the spelling of your last name. So your last name in English is rifle bitch.
Okay.
That's funny.
Lead bees
Actually,
around with
I
that,
use a 38 special.
which hasn't been invented yet. And also, this is not our universe. Guns apparently have only existed for about 15 years because they used catapults and swords in the Civil War.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
but we also
Good.
have a
Pull
fucking
bullshit, have
robot,
machine guns.
So, give me that 38 special.
I want mine with
Nice.
shotgun.
A nice little swing out 38 special revolver. And one of them fancy pump action scatter guns.
Pump action scatter.
Now, what does our beam-powered mechanical friend here have?
What?
What gun do you
mic
use?
fucked I don't f***ing know.
Do you use a revolver? Do you use a rifle? Do you use a shotgun?
I should put a timer to see how long it's going to take us
I
to
don't know,
start
randomize
this.
it.
Okay, I'll
I don't
randomize. I'll randomize you then. Let's see. Wheel here. Seems you'll be using a full-length bolt-action rifle. Full length in terms of cartridge, meaning that you basically have the most powerful weapon here.
What the f*** was that?
I'm going to have a good time editing this.
Yes, you will. Now, y'all ready?
Man, as ready as I'll ever be.
You've all known each other for only a short time now. A series of strange events led to y'all meeting up somewhere around the lonely town of Dirtwater. Now, you've been traveling together for about a week now, mostly aimlessly, not entirely sure of what you're actually doing with your pathetic little lives. But that's just the narrator's opinion. The day starts off mostly like any other day, with our friend Gewehr Bitch just randomly swinging his arms and legs and stupidly walking into the Jewel Saloon.
Howdy.
Drinking me
My
some whiskey.
ass.
The folks around tip their hats to you before going back to enjoying their drinks and poker and, whatchamacallits.
And,
As,
Russian roulettes.
nah, round here we call it a Detroit roulette. You see, you load 6 shots instead of 1. Because in Detroit, can't have nothing.
Also, Russians haven't been invented yet.
Russians haven't been invented yet.
Now this is true. As you all just kind of mosey about the place, you noticed there was a series of wanted posters everywhere for a rather nasty-looking goblin.
Huh.
Wow. A goblin. Let's get him.
His name was Mike. Mike.
Oh.
In fact, his name was just Mike, followed by another Mike. Same as the first, same as the last. Not really sure where we're going with this, but you ain't got nothing better to do. And the reward was quite hefty. 5,000 meat.
I forgot that meat is the current.
Same.
Well, what else you gotta do? Dig through their pockets? Nah, just carve up their bodies.
This is a DayZ moment right here.
Now, according to this wanted poster, he had been seen quite a distance away, close to the mountains that more or less separate this side of the country from the more westerly area.
Guess let's wander about, see what we can find.
Let's get him, partner.
Where's my beans?
I got him right here.
Yeah,
I
hold
say
up a little,
shakily, holding up a can and waving it in his face.
you all just, waving that there tin of beans about.
I then open it and just pour it all over him. God, if I had
Gotta
any
be
knowledge in
sustenance.
animation, I would totally animate this.
I could animate it for you. Cut that out.
Damn, you should really animate the fucking Halo combat bowl. That's what I'd like.
No, that would result in my unfortunate suicide, friend.
Why?
But people would be able to see us barreling
When
through
they-
a
they'd be able
Covenant
to-
carrier with
they'd
a
be able
Ford
to-
F-150.
I want you to think for a moment what exactly it is we do in the Halo. And then wonder how much difficulty would come in and not only find the correct models, but animating all that sort of stuff.
Oh, model for me is easy as retard. The rest of them you gotta make yourself.
Oh yes, I do suppose I could just use Senator Armstrong for General Henry Valentine. He did play
If you're
college
gonna
volleyball.
animate anything, I want you to animate the thing where like we're sneaking up to a base, and then the f***ing grunt pops his head out, and then Robot calls it a max strike, and as soon as I hear the word max strike, then the Spartan throws down a bubble shield, and everyone just gets erased.
No, that'd be a waste of time. I wanna see something that'll make my, like, goosebumps come back and my dick get hard.
Don't you just love that feeling all in one?
When it comes to shit that's actually
Like a
cool,
tweet.
yeah. Get the fuck out. But no, you can animate the fucking Halo.
I would, but I can't, so I won't.
I was
Now
not.
back on track. As you all are making your way out of the saloon and looking at exactly the list of crimes that Mike Mack has committed towards his bounty, our friend Conveyor Bitch happens to trip over a lovely new spittoon.
I shove my face in there and apple bob something.
No, Now, are you sure about this? I mean, this is a pretty nice little saloon here. I mean, it's not exactly great, but it's not bad either, but tobacco spit is tobacco spit.
I'm sure.
Jesus
Really
Christ.
think about this course of action, my friend.
I'll do it.
To the shock of everyone else inside the saloon, you simply dive your head right into that shiny brass bucket. Immediately, you feel the urge to pass out as your body goes into your emergency survival instincts. The things that haven't really been tapped in since your DNA belonged to that of a caveman. The same feeling you got when you were being chased by a two-headed saber-toothed cat.
Oh,
What is that? Don't do two things at once. You're gonna ruin the quality of AJ's video. With extra audio like that. Now we'll have to edit that out. Much like you will have to edit out my current rambling. Now, people are quite concerned watching you simply bob about as you feel the calcium of your teeth simply dissolving. Much like your skin, per se. It's nothing but that layer of sweat you had from the earlier exercise of stupidly walking down the street. That's all that's really keeping your face from being melted off at this point. Whatever it was they were chewing, it was strong stuff. Eventually, you come back up just biting down on a really messy looking Stetson. Just covered in black spit.
my
That was-
treasure, I say, hugging it.
You hug the disgusting hat and feel the urge to, velocity vomit.
I hold it in, though.
I see that. Thank you. The hat appears to be made out of some sort of really fine fur, although one couldn't exactly call it fine anymore. Upon putting it on, you feel a sort of frontier spirit about you. Like you can go out there and just start carving up a bear snake.
Oh.
You gain a slight bonus to strength while wearing this hat. Afterwards, the staff working the saloon just kind of go back over and just kind of put the spittoon away as, well, I don't think we need to go back into much detail as to why they're doing this now. After that, you mosey on out of the saloon, stupidly walking through the door, mostly crab walking, as you skitter back out onto the dirt street. Our bean-powered friend walking out just kind of walks through a stagecoach no one was quite using and had done the misfortune of parking in front of the saloon. After that, y'all open up your map and take a look at your current location. If you wanted to go after this goblin, you would have quite a trek on your hands. Sure, it wasn't exactly the farthest thing away, but the mountains were still a few days away at most. Now, you do have some meat on you. You could buy provisions and make further preparations for your journey if you so desire.
Perhaps.
Now, you know, there's a few shops available. There's a weapons place that's just selling guns and ammunition. You could go back into the saloon and buy some booze or food for the journey. There's the Dirtwater Trading Post, of course. You can find all sorts of goods there. But given that it was a bit of a kind of frontier metropolis, there wasn't much that you couldn't buy in Dirtwater at the moment. Aside from 50 tons of yeast, you'd have to go on down to Brightwood for that.
What about
Wait a
51 tons of yeast?
Has this version is railway through the mountain.
What?
Did Dragoon say something?
I say it is the railway through the mountains been made.
Yes.
Mm.
Don't ask no questions. This isn't related to the main thing in West of Loathing, as you recall. This is just bullshit.
That's fair. It's completely fair.
Amazing.
Yes.
Now, are there any provisions you wish to buy for your journey?
Yes, beans.
You
I need
head on
him to
into
live.
the Dirtwire Mercantile and find a fine collection of beans. Lima beans, black beans, baked beans, even the rare Cincinnati murder bean.
Oh, I need them murder beans.
You kind of just pick up a can of them there murder beans. You couldn't help but notice that the can was kind of vibrating a bit.
I will now proceed to get a few cans of baked beans.
Alright,
It's one more can.
1 can of murder beans, 3 cans of baked beans. You're running up your tab to be about 150 meat.
How much meat do we have individually?
As a collective group, you have a total of 1,000 meat at the moment.
Huh.
Nice.
The man kind of just working behind the counter at the shop just smiles as our bean-powered mechanic friend walks up. Well, howdy. What can I do you for?
Give me these beans.
Say, ooh, can of Cincinnati murder beans. You got fine taste, friend. You better believe I'm narrating the old cowboy voice that Ryan knows how to do. So, he detracts the currency from your wallet and lets you walk off with your newly liberated cans of beans. Let's just write that down in your inventory that you have some cans of beans now.
Wait, where's my briefcase?
Now, on your hip is your briefcase full of snakes.
Okay. Hello, Bubbles.
You named your snake Bubbles.
Yeah.
Well, one of your snakes. We're gonna have to murder that sucker one of these days for either venom or medicine, but for now, he's just Bubbles. I just realized I'm old Pete.
This one I'm gonna love him and pet him and call him George.
Just old Pete from New Vegas, Lieutenant Good Springs for now. That's all this voice is.
Hey, yep.
Nope.
I do not
Too
understand.
dangerous. As you're all just kind of just getting your provision, you couldn't help but notice that the clock had just struck high noon, and a rather sinister-looking goblin had just walked down the street, wearing a hat that's about 3 sizes too big and obscuring his vision.
Glances. What the fuck?
Paul MacArthur!
Tiny.
Jesus Christ.
As you all notice, the goblin seems to be kind of like more or less cursing up a storm while waving around a revolver seemingly made of scrap metal. He turns over to look at our friend and say, "You! Yes, you! Why are you not cramming entire baguette up your icing funnel? Go marry a big..."
Sounds like a specially demonic today. I'll be drastic.
Go marrying a bagel from
I
the
want
charter.
my extra skill be Goblinese?
Well, yes, you all are capable of understanding the goblin tongue, although none of you are exactly how you'd say fluent.
I don't know how to play the flute.
Now that is very Mr. Loathing.
Jesus Christ.
The goblin tilts up its hat with its scrap revolver and kinda looks Dodongo in the eyes. You, yes, you human, am dueling for sake of duel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use mine.
Ooh, no using gun. I'm using bread.
Coxhead. Excuse me?
Bread for dueling. We bake bread.
Oh. Oh no. We're gonna
Wait.
lose.
What else fun?
Yes, you. You showing me how to bake bread, so we duel.
Bro, he's marked you. You gotta do it now.
Fuck. I guess I'm gonna go have a baking contest with the fucking goblin.
Seemingly, the goblin had no idea how to bake. It was more or less demanding you teach it how to bake, so that way you could duel in a bake-off.
So just
I'm
show
gonna
him how to
teach
do
him
it
how
the
to
worst way
bake.
possible, and then
But I'm gonna tell him
do it the best way.
that most things are subjective.
So you're gonna hornswoggle with him, is that it? You wanna do a hornswoggling
Yes.
check?
This
Now,
is
we will
fucking
be
stupid.
rolling this here die based on an honor system to let everyone at home know. I have a hefty D20 here, as well as a table of rules. And if anything is in scrutiny or unbelievable, I can simply do a live recording show. Rolling the die via Discord.
Or just don't, because, like, no, we just do it.
Alright, I'm rolling this here nerd rock.
Math rocks go click clack.
Now you have successfully hornswoggled this here gobbo. He thoroughly believes the main ingredient of bread is the stuffing found in a teddy bear. It apparently adds a very fibery texture to the bread.
Huh?
Ooh, yes, you show me how to bake bread. Now we bake.
Oh, go get him. What's your name?
Your real
Delkin
friend's here's
Dunkling.
name is Delkin Dodongo.
Go get him, Dodongo.
Dodongo. There's
The
two
Dodongo
L's in
Cavern.
there. Make sure to get both of them.
From
Yeah,
Legend of Zelda
Duckland to
Ocarina of Time.
Dongo.
Now, as it turns out, you yourself are no exactly a adept baker. In fact, you don't even know how to make yeast. But that bread that the goblin made was so incredibly foul that the goblin declares himself a winner.
What?
Oh, was it whoever did it the worst wins?
Well, no, but no one exactly knows how a goblin works. Although you do feel as though you've gained a more experienced laugh from this here misadventure. As the goblin wanders off with a trophy he made himself from a replica sheriff badge. You now feel a bit more experienced in hornswoggling.
Yeah.
I'm taking a drink of my water.
You mean your meat juice?
We call that semen where I'm from.
Wrong meat juice.
No one could tell, but I did finger guns when I said that. How long can... Is this voice annoying you? It's probably annoying people watching.
Which is no one right now.
Pretty much.
then
Don't
maybe.
date the video.
Doesn't matter since everything's gotta be cut because I'm not gonna hold back for your ass viewers. Roll credits.
The credits begin to roll. Wait, what? Man, what am I drinking?
Hot water. That's fucking vinegar.
Why, yes, I do believe it is vinegar. Here, I think you should hold us this now. Added to your inventory is 1 bottle of vinegar. You have Hornswoggle the narrator.
You now feel a bit more experienced in hornswoggling.
Pretty much. Now, if there's nothing
Christ.
else you want, no ammo or extra weapons, no dynamite, no materials, no food, you can begin your journey.
I will grab
grab
one
some food.
single stick of a pretzel.
You, look... Okay. And subtract meat from there, that's gonna cost you about 5 meat for a single pretzel stick.
You thought I was gonna say dynamite, but oh.
No, I thought you were just gonna say stick in general. Like, as in you pick it up
You
ground.
just
Well,
wait,
you-
I just imagined him ripping.
You outwitted me, actually.
There ain't even any
particularly long-
trees here.
He rips a particularly long needle off of a nearby cactus.
No, he just grabs a tumbleweed and tries to find a solid stick.
No, he grabs the tumbleweed.
What the f*** are you trying to say?
He's trying
grabs
to
the
say
tumbleweed,
tumbleweed, which
and
has been
he
kind of an
straightens it
invasive
out.
species ever since I stormed the beaches, but you know how it
Motherfucker was drinking
That's
has
right.
become an invasive species.
They are an invasive species, though. Not invasive in the traditional sense, but rather storming the beaches of California with rifles drawn.
Oh,
As you kind of walk past, you notice, say, a tumbleweed walking past, shooting some poor fella right in the rear end with a revolver before tumbling off into the distance.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna grab some food, obviously.
We'll
Fuck
be
it,
right
I
back
want
after
to
this
stick dynamite.
intermission.
The intermission where I talk about how badly I want. Yes, Louis from D-Stars, voiced by the lovely Mr. Grimta. I butchered his last name just there. Sorry, I am tired.
Why do
My
I
throat.
have 7
Did you hear what I said?
beans on Discord?
Fox,
Nani.
did you hear what I had said?
9.
Ah. So I'm gonna get some food. I'm also gonna
I
get some
heard that.
dynamite.
Oh, you mean in this your session? I thought you were abandoning us again, like a little bitch.
No. I don't abandon you guys.
That's not even funny. Why would you joke about that? Of course you
Should
do.
it be censored? I don't think it should.
Yes, it should. This
If
is
you're gonna censor
PG-13
it,
rating.
you literally...
We can get away
PG
with 3
Excuse
asses,
me?
1 fuck, and maybe 2 shits.
We've surpassed all of that,
Yeah.
and West of Loathing itself I don't think is even classified as PG-13.
Yeah, they're
I think it's
actually-
rated M.
Well, it does say ass at the end.
Well, it is the West
Either
of
way,
Loath.
I'm not holding back for your shit. Best be just kicking me from the session or something. You know,
AJ, you better be doing the traditional bleeping noise every time something gets censored.
I'll try and find the audio clip of that.
If not, you can just cut it out, Gears of War style. If not, you can just cut out the audio Gears of War style. If you would choose to censor the cursing in the older Gears games, they just kind of radio static whenever they swear.
Are you serious? West of Loathing is on the Nintendo Switch.
Yes, it is.
Don't water the eggs. Give him the
see,
stick. Don't give him the stick.
You see, no, AJ, this is why this ain't simply professional. You're off here playing another video game, while I'm here doing my chair tipping in cowboy voice. I am actually tipping a chair. I might fall over any minute now, so if I scream in about 12 seconds, that's why.
If you have a stroke while you're doing it, you're gonna fall in a loop you don't want.
Now that is very true. I probably should stop.
Stop having a stroke.
I wish I could choose that.
A strong.
But it's kind of funny when I lose all feeling in the left side of my body. It feels all numb, but then gets replaced by a sharp pain as if being stung by 12 trillion murder hornets. Now, you do pick up some extra provisions. This does cost you about a 4 to 5 meat or so, but you'd say it's well worth it.
And then a few sticks of dynamite, just in case.
The next time we find a spittoon, I'm gonna waterboard the Donko.
That's not waterboarding. It's gonna be killing.
Prepare
Did
yourself,
you just say you're
Mr.
gonna
Dodongo.
waterboard me?
Waterboard you with a spittoon.
Yeah.
Don't you dare.
Are you sure?
Very.
Okay.
Now, once everything's prepared, y'all just mount on your respective horses before heading off into that there beautiful sunset. I said heading off into that there beautiful sunset. Cause someone just said, we ain't got a beautiful sunset over here, that's just another town. Oh no, wait, that's another town. Now, as soon as you ride there, well, it's only about 5 minutes of riding, you come across a nice little hamlet of instance. This wasn't here yesterday, so kind of a strange sight. When you get closer, you couldn't help but notice a bit of an ethereal mannerism to the town. One of them ghost towns you'd heard about before. You could simply choose to bypass it, or you could investigate further.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
I'm afraid of no ghosts.
Now, as you get closer, you notice that this was the ghost of a murder town. There were still ghost bullet holes in the wood. Well, not only that, but most of the ghosts wandering around happen to have bullet holes in them too.
Were the
And
trees also ghosts?
Why, yes, there is a few ghost trees and ghost artillerymen off wandering around looking for their heads.
Oh my god, some of the dirt is even ghosts.
There was the ghost of some sort of great disagreement general riding about on his horse, swinging a saber.
Just flailing it, doing nothing.
More or less, he's mostly just trying to practice flailing a sword, but, well, if his hand was physical, he'd have put it off a few times by now.
It's like he's it's like he's sitting on a dead horse. Like the horse isn't even a ghost. And he's just screaming and flailing his saber around.
Just screaming. Ah!
This is the that we get. Sometimes we get an idea and we just get rolling with it way too much.
Now, they seem to be shouting about some sort of grays and blues. You didn't really know too much about the Great Disagreement of 1860 to 1864, but, these guys most likely have been the, how do you say, holdouts of that war. Not quite knowing that their war was over and they were dead. Or at least, that's what you're able to pick up before a pair of ghost bullets fly overhead. Right at you.
Oh, damn.
I don't bother moving because they're, ghost bullets.
As you stated, you couldn't help but feel spooked as one of the bullets passes through you harmlessly.
Oh, that was strange.
A ghost shot you, spoopy.
Ah, ghost just shot me, spoopy.
One of them just couldn't quite tell what color his uniform was supposed to be, given it all ethereal, but he had a mustache that could quite literally rival planks of wood. as he walks up to you and tries putting a few more rounds in you with a revolver before kind of tossing away and effortlessly trying to punch you, but not really doing anything. He starts screaming at you in some sort of rather thick accent, and you couldn't quite tell what he was shouting at you, but you heard more than one curse in there, as well as a, "Why won't you die?"
He took my job.
Sir, you're already dead.
What you saying, son?
What are you talking out of
ghost.
your head like that?
He didn't seem to quite understand what you were saying there.
You are a ghost.
Papa didn't raise me to be a ghost, boy. My mama pushed me out, I'm alive. I think I'd know if I died.
Do I have a pocket mirror or something?
You do not. You need to bring one along.
I take a
Damn it.
spare bullet off of my belt and just throw it at him.
He was astonished by the bullets kind of passing through him. Well, what do you know? I guess I am dead.
He doesn't seem too perturbed about it.
You know, I thought I felt funny when the cannonball went through my head. He kind of just looks around, notices that for the first time this whole town seemed to be dead. You know, I think we're all dead, actually.
Yeah,
Maybe we try to
kind of
explain
are.
that to some of the others so we can stop this fighting.
Alright. I'm gonna walk over to another ghost since none of them can hurt me.
I'm gonna pick up the bullet that I threw because... Yeah.
As you all kind of meander about more or less, using your charisma and silvery tongues to convince the ghosts of their, well, state of affairs.
We just pretend. We
Okay.
just go to slap them and point out that we can't touch them.
God, man!
As you approach their colonel on his dead horse, and he more or less gets angry that his flailing is able to affect himself, but not you.
And then I'm just gonna reach forward and kind of just wave my hand through his horse's head.
Now the question is the ghost horses is still the warm corpse of an actual horse? You haven't quite noticed yet.
Which is it? Oh, pat the horse's head.
I think
At
we'll
any rate.
leave this up to interpretation whether or not you just fisted the skull of a dead horse. Captain Key style.
I didn't say I was gonna punch it. I said I was gonna wave my hand, like pat on the
You
side
said
of the
you
head
would
or
put.
wave
No,
my hand
you
through
said
it.
put your hand through its head.
I said I waved my hand through its head, expecting it to be a ghost.
Like I said, we will leave this up to interpretation.
I minorly, if it's a fucking corpse, I minorly slap the horse on the face.
The colonel kind of just tosses his sword down and is just moping. Well, I can't get anything right. Practice my sword flipping. I try to look like a really cool one of those cavalry guys you always see in the papers. You know?
Well, you don't want to be waving your sword all wild like that.
Well, what do you mean? Everyone waves their sword wild like. Is there a certain way I should do it?
Yeah, you wave it above your head, not at your head.
And then you swing
But
down
then-
from the shoulder.
Oh, I see. That
In
should
like a
help me
circle.
kill those guys much more effectively, he says. He didn't quite... From what you can pick up of that, you seem suspicious that he probably didn't even remember which side he fought for in the conflict. Like, he's kind of mopes about, to be honest, that was the only thing concerning me. I don't quite remember what we were supposed to be doing here, except for fighting those damn guys.
You can't even remember why. There's no
Nope.
point. It's been long over.
What do you mean long over?
You're ghosts. Everyone here is a ghost. Which means you're
Suppose
dead
it
in your
does make
war.
sense while we're using these here firecracker weapons, he says, just holding up a cavalry revolver. As you recall, no firearms had yet been invented during the Great Disagreement.
Your war is long over.
Well, I suppose there's no reason for us to stay here anymore. He kind of just offers a rallying cry to his men and declares that the war is over.
He just goes,
Yeah, more or less just blows into a horn. He just way too much spit, so it just kind of goes out like, as opposed to an actual bugle call. Boys, the war is over. Who won? Yeah, let's help me out here.
What'd you say?
He's asking you who won the war.
I think it ended up being a tie.
Tie? Well, that just won't do. Looks like I gotta wage another one here, boys.
wait, does anybody have a
It ended
history
up
book
being
anywhere?
a tie because you were both equally
Is there a history
great.
book that I can
And you
read,
finally
and then it
realized
magically
it.
travels back in time after I'm done reading it?
There is a nearby ghost library.
I go there.
As you walk through the front door of the ghost library,
I
you
go to
notice
open
how,
the door only to find out that I walk right through it, and I'm like, oh yeah, ghost town.
as you kind of walk onto the floor, however,
Hopefully the book I'm
These
looking
are
for isn't dead.
sadly the ghost wood there just kind of really creaks a lot. The librarian shushes at you. It's okay. What are you looking for?
I don't remember anymore. No, wait, that's a lie. I'm looking for a book on history.
Oh, you're looking for our nonfiction section then. Right over there, sir.
My character's outside talking to him like, well, I think it was a tie because because both sides were so good at what they were doing that they had to call it off because neither could gain any footing.
I come back out with the history book.
Okay.
Author
as
Chan,
you
what does
walk
it
out-
say?
As you all walk out with that there ghost history book, you kind of show it to the colonel, who just once again sounds his bugle and calls both sides in for a truce. He, rather than saying anything, he simply shows a book to them, which, from what you could tell, was a bit of a pop-up history book. Everyone kind of enjoys the pretty little pictures before kind of all nodding to each other in agreement. Then they just offer the book back to you, thank you, and slowly fade away into nothingness. To that great there beyond.
And also passing strips.
No.
The great battlefield in the sky.
That there great battlefield in the sky. They're shooting each other with the angels now. Just like Texas once. This is the future that Republicans want. They just shoot each other in heaven. Cut that out. I want to make this political. Now, slowly the town itself starts to fade its way as well, but couldn't help but notice that they had left behind some of them their ghost revolvers. After investigating, you were able to find that you were able to physically handle those revolvers, and they seemed to accept your standard ammunition. You felt spooky holding them, however. Like you could really do some scaring. Also, I do regret to inform that Poi is absent.
Right now?
Yeah, like right now,
Really?
he messaged me on this. Yeah, in Discord.
Well, fuck.
So I just suppose that is a nice and fun, short little first episode of this here session. As we're running off for an hour, and people aren't exactly gonna want to watch an episode that's 7 hours long.
I also don't want to edit a video that's 7 hours long.
Exactly. So we will stop this for now, and we can go do something else instead, a different RPG.
Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed. Glory to Drasticaria, my country, my land.